Yesterday was quite some day, but oh my goodness, didn't I pay for it. And I am not the only one. We are all feeling awful. Not least of all Cam. Between the hangover and the cuts all over his legs from yesterday's accident, he really was going through hell. As though things were not already bad today, of all days, it had to be that day that we hit the roughest seas we had ever endured up till now. That was a day we will never forget. I think we all gained a new respect for each other that night. I was very happy that the rest of the journey back to Scotland was rather uneventful. Rachel told us that it still wasn't safe to visit Scotland, so we simply dropped George ashore and headed back out to sea. Although Cam never said anything I could tell that seeing his homeland again and not being able to stay cut him deep. It was a nice change having George here these last few weeks, but I am so happy it's back to the three of us again. We seem to have drifted straight back into our dream-like existence, days passing by, unaware of the rest of the world. But that was before the phone call that changed everything. It's now the year 2057, and I am so excited because, as you can see by Echo's belly, our family of 3 is about to become 4. And if that was not exciting enough, Cam has just received a very strange phone call from Rachel. She said we are all away to receive an invite from Leo, the Prime Minister of Portugal.
Morocco, Spain, Portugal, and Andorra will be providing free public transport to citizens within our united community.
The healthcare systems of our 4 nations will work together to improve the standard for all.
I would like to introduce 3 very special people to you. Most will not know them, some of you may. Cam, Sarah, and...
I love you, Cam. Sahra! I love you, Sahra!
Eu te amo.
I was so shocked. We were all shocked. After all, we have hidden from the world. But somehow we were known. We were loved. And at this moment, we realized the fact that any of the 3 of us exist is a scientific wonder, and we owe it to love the world and everyone in it. We are no longer going to hide away on our own anymore. still can't believe how quickly our lives transformed. We drifted about for years, just the three of us. No plans, no direction, and a lot of the time no clothes. Now we are parents and we are politicians involved in making huge changes, bringing in an entire new chapter in society. Religion and politics were used to manipulate the world's population into being no more than pawns in the war games of the elites. Cities destroyed by war were defenseless against climate chaos, making survival almost impossible. However, all is not lost due to a revolution that started in Lisbon in the year 2056. By the end of the 2060s, most of Europe, Africa, and Asia had joined in what was now called the New World. Society thrived in a world no longer driven by greed and evil. We are now in the year 2140, and miraculously due to Neurospark's anti-aging treatment, we are still alive. It seems impossible, but Cam is now 140 years old. However, living this long has its downsides, and we don't know how much longer the treatment will work. We discovered last year that we have started to age, and it seems it's accelerating. We are now expecting a fifth member to our family because now I am pregnant. And I know this is a bit weird, but it's now over 80 years since Echo gave birth. So, as you can see, our first son, Ted, is very much grown up now. All in all, things were going well. Even climate change was now under control. But as though nature wanted to have the last laugh, things took a sharp turn for the worse. That day, we entered the hospital, a family of 4, and we left as a family of 4. I am sorry, I really struggle to talk about this. We will never forget the sacrifice Ted made when he lost his life to save his sister and the midwife. That was 1 year ago now, and the new world is back to looking just like it did before the disaster. However, we are not. We are now aging fast. According to the latest tests, Cam has been given less than 2 years to live. So we have decided we are going back to Scotland, and we are taking our yacht. Unfortunately, this is not quite as simple as you might think. You see, in the new world, things are very different. No one technically owns the likes of houses and yachts anymore. We just look after them, and currently, our yacht is being looked after by the museum. Legally, we could take back the yacht, as it was ours, before the changes happened in 2075. However, the process would take months, and unfortunately, time is no longer on our side. So we decided to go with Echo's plan. So I will let her explain.
I know this is really naughty, but I don't care. Our yacht is sitting in a museum, like some sort of memorial to us. But we are not dead yet. And at the end of the day, they will get it back, when we no longer need it, along with another exciting chapter added to its story. So the plan? Well, it's quite simple really. Security is somewhat lax in the new world, due to crime being almost non-existent. Every night, at 8 p.m. the museum closes. Then for the next couple of hours, all the cleaning and maintenance happens. By which time, we will already be hiding in the yacht. After 11 p.m., everyone will have gone home. That's when we start getting the yacht ready. We reckon about 4 a.m. is going to be the time where it's least likely anyone will be awake to notice us launching the yacht.
I am still shocked we actually went through with Echo's crazy idea. Okay, I will confess it was an absolute buzz, and whatever punishment the new world has for us, it's worth every bit of to show Arya we are not the boring parents she thinks we are. I wonder when she grows up deep down she will remember when we were pirates. For just a moment it felt so real. Me making coffee, Cam geeking out about the boats, battery statistics, Echo looking irresistibly hot. But no matter the fact that the museum somehow kept our boat exactly how it was, we are not living the dream. We are reliving it in our minds. Back then, we thought we were immortal, time meant nothing to us. We just lived every minute, never regretting a moment, breathing in life like it would never end. However, the cruel reality is, nature has caught up with us, and we are aging faster every day. And when we arrive back at our old home in Scotland, I am so afraid of what we will find. There has been different people looking after it from time to time over the years. However, we all know it's not going to be anything comparable to how our yacht has been miraculously cared for by the museum. We did what we could like we always did, but we were completely out of our depth. This is not the new world. This is Scotland. And in Scotland, cash was king. But we didn't have cash. We had entirely forgotten all about money. But everything cost money now. Technology in Scotland had digressed so badly that forestry operations are further behind than they were a century ago during Cam's short career in forestry, when he was only 17. So he was able to impress them with skills long forgotten by their grandparents. This meant we at least had enough money to feed ourselves and make essential repairs. It's been so much work, but finally we have fully restored our old home like new. Unfortunately, as you can see, we are not looking so new ourselves, as we continue to age at an accelerated rate. However, this is a very exciting day. Scotland may be the country time forgot, but we just received a parcel containing the new world's latest gadget, and we have just finished installing it throughout the house. It's the latest in holographic technology, and we are going to use it to bring Rachel to our home. And it's not just a projection. She will feel in every way like she is here, and she will feel in every way real to us as well. This technology is brand new, so the future is not yet certain. However, there is talk back in the new world that it could one day be installed everywhere, so you could be uploaded and still be living fully in the physical world. The thought of the online and the physical worlds joining together like this is so exciting. And perhaps it's the solution that answers our biggest worry right now, which is with our human bodies aging so rapidly, how will we look after Arya? However, for us to return to the new world, we first have to make amends for taking our yacht from the museum without permission. So it seems like we have one more mission. We need to take the yacht back and make an official apology to the 4 billion people in the new world for deliberately breaking the law. The only problem is all these earthquakes and volcanic eruptions that started a few years ago are still going on, and although Scotland has not been affected much so far, tsunamis are still a real danger, meaning we could not risk taking Arya. I'm going to miss her so much, but we know she will be safer staying at home with Rachel, and hopefully we can get there, make our apologies, and get a fast train home in just 2 weeks. Then we can start to organise leaving Scotland and moving back to the new world permanently. I do hope Arya will be able to remember Scotland when she's older.
It's another day to live another fairy tale. It's another night to drink and then forget. Oh no, tomorrow won't wait around forever. Come on, regret will better never.
Look, we all stayed up drinking late last night, and we all know how easy it is to fall asleep in the cabin. It could have happened to any one of us.
Yes, it could happen to any of us, but somehow it's always to Arya, and I can smell the whiskey on her breath.
To play and never die. It's in the book of stars, the dusky twilight in my eyes. Shadows of our love